Hey Lean in 13 friends, welcome. So excited about starting the Lean in 13 tomorrow. For those of you who have done Lean in 13 before, welcome back, and I'm glad you joined us again. And for those of you, if it's your first time doing Lean in 13, you're gonna love this. This will not be the last time you do it, I guarantee you. You're gonna have great results, and it's just gonna be a wonderful 13 days. I'm gonna go over the product regimen with you real quick. I want you to start every morning with a spark. I want you to start on an empty stomach. So as soon as your feet hit the floor, head on down and get you a spark and get your day started right. And then you're going to move right on into your M&S, the metabolic nutrition system. So some of you might have picked the 3. That's what I usually pick, although I have a couple options in the pantry. There's also C for carb control, and then the E for extra energy. So if you need to alternate those out, it's fine. If you're not sure about that, get back with your coach. If you have any questions on that, other than that, go ahead and stick with what you have for the 13 days. It'll probably suit you well. It'll be a good trial on the first time anyways. Right after your M&S, I want you to take a look at your Thermo Plus. You have options on this. You can actually take between 1 and 3 thermos. So if it's your first time ever taking thermo, I want you to take 1. If you're somebody who takes thermo all the time, you might want to increase it to 2. And then if you're just a go-getter, you might want to increase it to 3. I don't do that. I usually stick with 1, possibly 2, but I want you to gauge that based on how you feel and what works best for you. So if you feel like you do okay with 1 and you want to add 2, then rock on with your bad self. Give it a try. Catalyst. I love this. I think anybody who takes Catalyst or knows what Catalyst does for you loves this. You have options on the Lean in 13 as well. You always have these options, but especially on the Lean in 13, I like to give you these options of taking between 3 to 6 each serving. So generally speaking, I take 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 at night. On Lean in 13, I like to take anywhere between 3 and 6. So sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 6. Just kind of depends on how I'm doing it. I'll ultimately try to get 6 on each serving. So try to do that for optimal results. I think you'll be really excited about that. I mean, if you're getting this at 40% discount, why not? And if you're not getting it at 40% discount, you need to get back with your sponsor and get yourself to 40% because Catalyst has never tasted so good as being at 40%. Next, we have our meal replacement shakes. I love the meal replacement shakes. They taste fantastic. They're filling. You get 24 grams of carbs, 24 grams of protein. It's a beautiful blend. And guess what you have to mix with it? Just water, that's all. You can mix a little ice in there. You can put it in the blender if you want. I love to do that, but it's just ice and water, that's all. And then you have your muscle gain shake for your protein in the afternoon. So this is also another very tasty shake. You're gonna mix it with water, that's it. On day 4, you can add a fruit to your regimen. So if you want to add a fruit to your snack in the afternoon, you can blend it and put it together. But on day 1 through 3, on your burn days, you're going to make sure it's just with water. You're going to love the Muscle Gain if you haven't tried it yet. It's delicious. I've got a little checkoff list here I'm going to read off to you because I want to make sure there's a couple things I don't want to skip. If all of that product right there that I just gave you kind of sounds overwhelming, like that's a lot of things to do, I don't really know, guess what? You have a checkoff list. Print this checkoff list. I have used this checkoff list since I think the very first Lean in 13. You can see I've written all over it. It tells you, here's your product regimen, supplements, here is your water, and then here is your eating plan, okay? So make sure that you print this off. This is gonna be extremely important, especially if you've never done Lean in 13 before. I want you to make sure you get that done today. There's another one that will come with it that has your breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, optional meal. So it actually gives you a visual. I know everybody learns a little bit different. It's the reason I'm doing this video today because I did a post of a checkoff list last night that I'm gonna review again. So make sure you print these off. It will be extremely important to you. For you to have optimal results. Last but not least, I am going to go over just a few of the checkoff things that I gave you last night. Weight and measure. Make sure you get your weight measurements in, okay? It is extremely important. You're going to want to know you're doing this for a purpose. So make sure at the end of the 13 days you know what your results are, okay? Before and after pictures. You don't have to share them with anybody if you don't want. It's okay. You can keep them on your phone, wherever you want, but so that you can go back and look and see the results in your body. Sometimes you'll see the results better visually than you will with your weight and your measurements. So make sure you get that done. you can thank me for that later. Food prep. So you want to food prep. I try to do 4 meals at a time. So your first 3 days are going to be your refuel days, and then day 4 is going to be, your first 3 days are going to be your burn day, and then day 4 is going to be your refuel day. Those first 3 days when I'm on Lean in 13, I eat a lot of the same things repeatedly. It's okay. We're on a 13-day plan to fuel our bodies, to get lean, and to get fit. So do what works best for you, but that's how I do it. Water, please make sure you're drinking enough water. Take your body weight, cut it in half, and add 20 ounces, and that's about how much water you should have in a day. Generally speaking, you're going to have a jug of water or some kind of checkoff list that I just gave you here in order to make sure you're keeping up with the amount of water that you drink. Sometimes we think we drink a little more water than we actually intake, so just take note of that. Exercise was another thing I put on the checkoff list last night. Listen, folks, if you're not a big exercise person, it's okay. Just start moving. Walk. You can walk the dog, just get out and do something. You can do yoga, you can do Pilates. We have the Can You 24 videos, DVDs that are amazing. If you don't have one, order one. It'll come in the mail in 3 days. Go to your website and find it, but do something, strength training, CrossFit, I don't care what it is, just get moving. And then don't forget this, eat every 2.5 to 3 hours. That is how it is programmed. And I know sometimes on a busy day when you have things going on, that time just slips by, but make sure that you're eating every 2.5 to 3 hours. Do not exceed 4 hours. It's very vital that you keep it within that realm. And then last but not least, I just reread this and I thought, this doesn't apply to me, but it may apply to somebody. On day 4, on your refuel day, make sure you eat your fruit. So I don't know who wouldn't want to, but there may be somebody out there. I always look forward to having my fruit on refuel day, but make sure that you're eating your carb and your fruit on refuel day. It is vital to the program. It will help you continue to increase results. And then what else? Last but not least, don't be hungry. Make sure that you're checking your portions out. Again, on the checkoff list, it gives you a lot of options here at the bottom as to different things to eat for portions and such like that. So just make sure you're following the program very closely. If you have questions, check your program guide first, and then you can also contact us by Facebook. We would love to communicate with you. We all want to be on the same page and do this together. So let's encourage each other. Let's give each other some attaboys and attagirls. And I look forward to this 13 days with y'all, probably more than I have in a long time. I'm really ready for it too. So I can't wait to start tomorrow. If you have any questions, hit me up and I will talk to you tomorrow. Let's get lean in 13. Talk to you later. Bye, y'all.